Comedian Tim Dillon has savagely funny take on Rachel Zegler and the bombing Snow White movie. I'm so glad that this movie bombed. It shows that there is some hope yet still for this country to know they took a classic and destroyed it. And also you have an ungrateful actress showing how disgusting she really is. I can't wait to see Dylan's take on this. He's hilarious. I only seen probably about 17 seconds of it. It was pretty good, and that's why I was like, I need to stop this, and I'll review it here on YouTube. So we're gonna take a look at it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Gateway Pundit, and they report that the Snow White movie featuring Rachel Zegler is positively bombing, and it's very easy to see why. It's not a good movie, and it's overly woke. I'll take their word for it. I'm definitely not gonna watch it. But to make matters even worse, star Rachel Zegler has repeatedly shot off her mouth over the last 2 years, turning off potential audience members in the process. What did Disney expect to happen? Enter the comedian Tim Dillon with a very funny take on the whole thing. So let's get right to the video here. Here we go.
Part of the problem is that they come up with these movies like Snow White. They ruin the movie. And then you have this bitch. I mean, these are when actors and actresses talk, you realize that they're the biggest losers in the world. Now, the reason that we can tolerate that is because we don't know that. They read words written by other people, and all of their appearances are carefully managed and choreographed. But when they go off book and they start telling us who they are, we realize they suck and we hate them.
How true is that? How many times you had your favorite actor or actress, and you see them and you hear them speak and you hear them like really go off the cuff answering questions. They sound like total idiots and dimwits. How often does that happen, right?
And that's what's really destroying Hollywood. Sure, there's a million reasons, but the biggest thing, these people, when just given the chance, completely fuck everything by talking. And if they would just shut their mouth, no one is asking these people to talk. No one is pleading with them for their opinions on anything. No one cares. But they feel compelled because they're watching the people on the internet talk and get a following, being authentic, or being themselves, or being some version of themselves, or whatever.
That's true. But then you got these actors and actresses, they're wanting that. But the problem is they're so vapid. They're so full. They're empty vessels. So when they come out and they try to be authentic, they come off as fake and dumb and dim-witted. It shows. They can't do what normal people do. They no longer, because they don't live the life of a normal person. So you can't really. You can tell if someone is being fake.
That being said, these people go, "Oh, I'll do that. I'll weigh in." And they make a big mess, and everybody hates it.
Yeah.
Now let's watch Rachel Zegler here. It's just, it's cocky, it's humorless, it's everything wrong with everything. Let's watch it.
And to everyone who hates when I win.
Oh my God.
The winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces.
What?
And people still line up to see her.
Oh no.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere, and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
That is so narcissistic. No matter what I do, you plebes are still gonna watch what I do. You still gonna watch my movies. You still gonna watch my shows. That's basically what she said there.
Yeah, I mean, someone has to put her in a cage. Someone has to put her in a cage. I mean, there's no other way to say it. She should not be allowed out if she's going to behave like this while she has a movie out. You have to put these people in a cage. If you cannot keep your mouth shut,
right,
you have to get locked in a cage. Until we put a lot of money into this film. We put a lot of money into this film, and if you
almost $500 million went into this movie. Almost $500 million went into this movie, and she just can't help herself. She couldn't be quiet and let the movie play and not say anything. She has to interject. She has to speak her piece, her truth, quote unquote. You know how they say, "Oh, my truth," and you ruined it. You ruined the movie. It's going to be terrible anyway, I believe. But she put the dagger in it and made it even worse by her comments. It's crazy to me.
You cannot participate in the promotional rollout. We're putting you in a cage. We're locking you in a room until you learn how to be, with all my flaws. I hope at every premiere, people buy tickets. They're all crazy. They're all psychotic.
Yeah.
It's insane. They're all little Hitlers. Despite my flaws, I hope at every premiere. It's like, I mean, they're always acting.
Mm-hmm.
They're not humans. They're not people. They must be put in a cage for their own good. For their own good. Here's the guy whose dad produced a movie. You really want to do this? Yeah, my dad, the producer of enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting the movie, which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract to get paid and do publicity for. This is called adult responsibility and accountability, and her actions clearly hurt the film's box office. Free speech does not mean you're allowed to say whatever you want in your private employment without repercussions. Tens of thousands of people worked on that film, and she hijacked the conversation of her own immature desires at the risk of the blah-blah-blue. But here's the point. He's right.
He's right, yeah, and she's still talking. She's still running her mouth, though. They should have put a gag order on her or something. This shit is crazy to me.
Right. Shut up in the thing. You're Snow White. You're not going to save Gaza. I'm not saying she's wrong about everything she says. I don't know I don't care. But you're not going to do it. You're just Snow White, and it's fake. You're actually not even her. She doesn't exist. You don't have any powers to save these people who are hurting.
Right.
And this idea that you need to speak up, it's not, you don't. You actually don't. You can just shut the fuck up. You can keep your mouth shut immediately.
Yeah. Oh, he was 1,000% correct. I mean, she became a liability. I mean, like I said, I think the film still was going to bomb, but she didn't help it any at all. Because, they keep inserting their woke in places where people don't want it. And it's still in the Snow White. So, I mean, it still would have been a disaster. But she should have just kept her mouth shut. Crazy. What's wrong with these crazy Hollywood nutbags, man? These people are nuts. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.